What is good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be going over the best way to use the Eagles in Regs. And what I mean by use them is the best way to align the depth chart to have the best possible players on the field. The guys that you want in the right situations for different plays, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what we're going to go over today because, when you're playing Regs, a lot of times the auto lineup they have, sometimes it has guys in there that you don't really want on the field, the guys you don't want in certain spots, etc., etc. So today, I'm going to be going over for the Eagles, the people that you want on the field, where you want them on the field, and just etc. etc. Because I know the Eagles and it's pretty much the only team I use at Regs. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so starting off first, obviously for quarterback, you're going to want Jalen Hurts. And as you can see, his overall actually has been going up pretty much every single week. Right now, he's up to a 77 overall. Hopefully, though, we can get him up to about a 80 plus by the end of the season, because I'll be honest, 77 it's not going to cut it. Definitely got to keep raising Jalen Hurts, especially since he's been having such a crazy season. Running back starter, you definitely want to have Miles Sanders one, and in my opinion, I think the second best one is Kenneth Gainwell. I think a lot of times they try to put Boston Scott in. I would definitely have Sanders as your starter and then Kenneth as the backup for Miles. Fullback, this is what I do. I actually put Trey Sermon in at fullback, and the reason why is because sometimes guys on kickoff, they like to kick it to your fullback. Well, a lot of times you're going to have, this is who you're going to automatically have back there, Grant Calictora. I ain't gonna lie, I can't say his name. I know he's a rookie. Put Trey Sermon there because he's got about 86 speed and he's actually a little bit of a bigger back. And a lot of times you might forget to actually sub in a fullback if you come out like goal line and things like that. And he's already going to be in the game. Like I said, he's a little bit of a bigger back, so you'll be fine if he has to go and block somebody. For the wide receiver, I guess you could say the depth chart, you definitely want to have A.J. Brown 1, Devontae Smith 2, and you want to put Quez Watkins over Zach Pascal for sure. I mean, could you see this guy's speed? Quez Watkins has 98 speed. He is pretty much burning every single DB in this game. And Jalen Hurts has got the arm for it. Don't you worry about it. So put Quez at the 3, Pascal 4. The tight ends, you don't really need to touch it. Obviously, just leave Dallas Goedert as your starting tight end. He's your guy. If you do actually happen to use 2 tight ends, then you still don't need to touch it because this Grant Calictora guy, I really can't say his name. Don't really know the guy like that. He's a lot faster than Jack Stoll, so just leave that how it is. Offensive linemen, there's no need to touch it. All the Eagles linemen are pretty good. For the next thing in the depth chart we're actually going to touch, we're going to go over the defensive tackle. So you can skip, like I said, all the offensive linemen, right end, left end, you can skip all that, go to D tackle. What we're going to do is we're going to put Javon Hargrave over Jordan Davis. Javon Hargrave, you see, is at 84 overall. You'll be able to have Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave at D tackle, 2 guys who are pretty godlike. Jordan Davis is pretty solid, though. He's got a 79 overall, but we're definitely going to go with Hargrave. Maybe if Jordan Davis gets a little bit of an upgrade this year throughout the year, then maybe we can put him over Hargrave because he is 6'6", like 340, which is pretty crazy. So if he could just get his overall up a little bit, then maybe later in the year we'll put him over Hargrave. But for now, we're going to go Hargrave over Davis, so we can have Cox and Davis at D tackle. Next thing in the depth chart we're going to adjust. You want to skip all the way from D tackle. So last thing we did with D tackle, you're going to skip all these other things because they don't need to be touched. And you want to go to third down running back. All you want to do is put Kenneth Gainwell over Boston Scott for the number 2 running back. Now, a guy like me, I'm subbing guys in and out if they're tired or if they take a big hit, period. But for some of you guys that might not be subbing guys out, if you let them kind of auto sub when they're tired, then just put Kenneth Gainwell over Boston Scott in the third down running back. Power back, you don't need to touch it because you already got Sanders 1, Gainwell 2. So that's pretty good. Now, slot receiver, this is where it's big. This is a preference for me personally. Okay, I run it when I'm playing Regs. I'm running a lot of gun bunch. If you guys know what gun bunch is, you got your outside receiver all the way to the left, and then on the right side of the field you got the bunch. You got a guy kind of lined up on the outside of the bunch. You got the slot receiver in the middle. Then you got the tight end right next to him. You know what gun bunch is, right? So the way I personally like to run it is, I like to have A.J. Brown, kind of by himself. He's on the outside by himself. Then I like to have Quez Watkins as my other outside receiver. And I like to have Smitty in the slot because Smitty's got some really nice route running. So what I like to actually do is I like to put Devontae Smith. So put him at 2 and then not 2. but you just want to kind of, it's just easier than depth chart to move him. You want to put Devontae Smith as your slot receiver. So basically, you can have AJ Brown and Quez Watkins on the outside, because Quez Watkins is really fast. You want to be able to just kind of use his speed. Smitty's got a lot better, route running in the slot to, make some really nice plays. So I would recommend putting Devontae Smith in the slot. Like I said, I run gun bunch and things like that. So I might differ a little bit, but yeah, that is what I kind of like to do with that. And then rushing left end, personally, I don't really touch it because it already has a sound Riddick off the edge. So for me, right, I run nickel normal defense. You guys know what that is. You got 2 edge rushers, 2 D tackles, right? We're going to have Hargrave, we're going to have Cox. And basically, that's why I said you don't really need to touch your left end, your right end, and things like that if you run like nickel defenses, because in these specialist things like rushing left end, rushing D tackle, rushing right end, whatever you put for that, that's actually what's going to matter, like who's on the field. So for rushing left end, I got Hassan Reddick there. I'll be honest, the guy's a monster. Rushing right end, I got Josh Sweat. He's really good. So Brandon Graham doesn't really play for me unless I come out like a 3-4 or 4-6. He'll kind of come out in that interior lineman spot. So those guys are just overall better, though. And then rushing D tackle, we got Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. They're just really good. If one of them gets tired, then, we get Jordan Davis out. But, yeah. And sub linebacker. So, personally, sometimes I use linebackers, sometimes I don't. Even in regs, I don't always. It's just they don't animate. The only time I'm really bringing linebackers out, if I'm really struggling to stop the run and we got to stop it, I leave TJ in there and Kaiser White. But for the most part, when I'm not, what I'm doing is I'm taking TJ out. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put in Kayvon Wallace for TJ Edwards. Kayvon Wallace is really nice. We're going to sub Kaiser White out, and we're going to go ahead and put in, where is he at? Reed Blankenship, because what these two guys are going to do, you're going to be able to lurk routes with them. Strictly because they're safety, so they'll be able to jump, and they have a lot more speed. You see, Kayvon's got 88 speed. I know he's 5'11", but you can still lurk routes with him. Reed Blankenship is actually 6'1". He's also 87 speed. So with these guys, you're gonna be able to actually, jump in the air. But if, like I said, guys are running the ball, then you can sub the linebackers back in. That's totally up to you. Slot corner, you don't need to touch it. You already got Avonte Maddox. So that is pretty much how I run the Eagles lineup in regs. And yes, we do win a whole lot of ball games. Right now we're grinding for the top 100 in regs. We just started playing regs, so obviously we're not going to be there on one night, but we're going to get there. We're going to try to get it. That's just kind of what we're doing. Like I said, I haven't really been playing Ultimate Team. You just really I don't really play Madden as much. I still play like mostly every night, just not for like long periods of times. I haven't been playing Ultimate Team because really just the head-to-head rewards are so bad this year. It's like you basically got to play 8 hours a night, 7 days a week, straight Ultimate Team. For a guy like me, I only grind head-to-head seasons. That's how I did it. With no weekend league, no monthlies, the season's rewards are being terrible. You don't get trophy packs, Super Bowls anymore. It turns out they don't even give you the coins if you win your championship game or your Super Bowl game. So they're just so bad. It's really hard to get the coins. I've just kind of decided to play regs, and I also play other games like, besides Madden. So yeah, I'm a regs guy now. We'll see. That's just what it is. I'm actually enjoying regs though, because the gameplay is pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this lineup. Do you run it pretty similar? Do you like it? Let me down in the comments. But that's pretty much gonna do it though, boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man. If you haven't already, go ahead and drop a follow to the Twitch. The link that's down in the description. We stream Madden regs mostly every night, a couple hours. Then we'll go ahead and play something else. But yeah, I'm enjoying regs, so that's gonna do it. Your boy is out.